We are visited at Sidebar now by Will Maushardt. He is the blockchain partner director at VMware. And I've over the last few months really gotten to understand a little bit more about VMware's strategy with respect to blockchain. But I just wanted to, start with the context here. Like everyone, I think a lot of people know you as the virtualization software company. So, what is this strategic vision for blockchain? This is a relatively new, I think about a year old now, initiative.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And thanks, Heather, for having me on. In terms of VMware, we our blockchain practice is a nascent practice. So it really began actually more than 3 years ago with a lot of research and development. And over the past year, we launched our open source on Concord last year at VMworld in Europe in November, and we're getting set to go GA very shortly on our new platform.
General availability.
General availability, that's it. And so with that, we think we have a unique offering in the market because we kept that open source idea so that we support different language protocols on top of our platform, which we think is going to be important for the market. We also have brought forth that rich heritage of 20-year legacy of managing customers' critical data in their enterprise, and the trust that we've developed over the years with that, and the ability to look beyond the initial, what I call the stalled pioneers, which went out and built proof of concepts and small pilots, but cannot get them in that day two operation mode into production for a variety of reasons. And so we have really focused as much or more on that.
Yep.
As well as the blockchain initiative itself, which is built at an infrastructure software layer, as you can imagine, being VMware. And obviously through that is very good from a zero carbon footprint standpoint as well.
Right. So what are you looking for in a partner? So that's your role.
Yeah, in our partners, we have a variety of them. What we do offer, we offer the platform as a service. We deploy the nodes out through our VMC on AWS cloud, and it can be run in a multiple environment on-premise, in native cloud or hybrid, and a variety of combinations thereof. As far as the partners go, we're looking for those partners that really kind of do a couple of things. We're looking for technology partners that can integrate important aspects of blockchain, the zero knowledge proofs and those type of things. We also look for our application development providers, because what VMware is not doing is we're not in the business of building applications.
Right.
We're not in the business of building the solutions. Those come from our partners that have the industry experience and eminence to do that work up front and then deploy it. And so we look for those partners that can do that work and do the day two run and manage and operations.
Are there any types of applications or solutions though that you're prioritizing or really seeking?
We're seeing a variety of them, and certainly our first one in the financial services sector, which was announced, was with the Australian Stock Exchange, which is published on the web. It's a trading and settlement kind of a use case. But we're seeing a lot of others in sustainability, certainly for this conference. We have our ocean-bound plastics initiative, which we've launched with Dell. In full disclosure, Dell is obviously our major, they're the major shareholder, although we are publicly traded separately. That is a very interesting initiative, and actually you'll hear more about that of clients actually signing on the line right now. It has to do with kind of that circular economy and renewability and kind of the whole idea of track and trace, which we're seeing a lot of as well.
Yeah, and that is one thing I hear quite a bit about. I used to hear a lot about energy applications, but now the focus on traceability. How do I know this thing is this thing and where it came from and the quality and so forth? So, I know a lot of organizations, especially the sustainability teams, are thinking about how to apply blockchain. So I'm just curious, what advice, from a very, like I said, management strategic level, not a technical level necessarily, how do they think about this? I think a lot of people are like, what do I do? But what advice would you give to an organization that's thinking about using this for a supply chain transparency?
Sure. I think we're seeing clients come to us, and these are, global 500 companies who are in the process of kind of going from should I just deploy a database strategy, which has been my historic norm and kind of what I'm comfortable with, to moving to blockchain.
Yep.
And it doesn't need necessarily be a jump. It can be a very deliberate move. And for that, we also suggest using those key partners that can help make that transformation, because it's a transformative kind of technology. So with that, there's a lot of business discussions, building the security, the consensus, all those different aspects. I think you would definitely want to make sure that you're kind of checking the boxes in those areas or you're not going to move forward with it when it comes to board level approval, because these are always at a board level in all these companies.
Okay.
Typically, start with the highest the highest fruit on the tree within each company. If you're interested in looking at that, and there are companies that can help you determine what the highest and best use cases are within your company, where you're going to see the fastest return. And then once you can develop that, then the people that run that can begin to develop a shared service and build your consensus.
Well, I think most of my listeners know that I could ask you lots of questions, but I'm getting the hook. So
Yep.
I will thank you for being with us here at Sidebar today. Thank you very much
Yep.
for being here at the conference this week. We will be hearing more about blockchain tomorrow on the main stage, actually, from one of your colleagues. We have some
Yes.
inspirational speakers as well from Converity and many, many more. Plus, why the Green New Deal is a less radical idea than you might think. But before you join me and Sarah back at 9:50 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday, I'm going to send you to one final commercial, and then bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow.